Ready to dominate at the plate? Blast Baseball is trusted by more major league and college teams than any other hitting solution. The Blast sensor attaches to the knob of any bat, providing real-time feedback with every swing. Go to blastmotion.com and enter code NowD1 at checkout to save $25. All right, everybody, it is 9 o'clock. Let's get right into it. We do this show every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitter Spaces, or maybe I should say X Spaces. I'm Alan Gay, and this is Now D1 Speaks. Hey, tonight we've got a really big show. Really excited about it. We've got a 25 uncommitted from Indiana. It's Anthony Brzygalski. Hey, Anthony, man, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, that's fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Maybe let us know where you went to high school, GPA, travel team, and how'd you get into playing baseball?
Yeah, so I'm a graduate 2025. I attend Lake Central High School in St. John, Indiana. I have a 3.4 GPA. I play for the Tri-Town Titans currently. I've been playing with this team since like 2017, 2018. I've always loved the game of baseball since I was a kid. My dad got me into it since as long as I can remember, and ever since then I've been playing.
Heck yeah, man. That's a great way to get started. I'm so impressed. You've been with the Tri-Town Titans since 2017. I mean, that's a long time. That's 6 years working on 7.
Yeah.
How'd you find them?
So Little League ball, I've always been like around like the same people, same coaches. Um, a lot of the coaches, they all decided to start, doing a travel team with some of like the best players in Little League. So they offered me a spot, and at first I didn't know because I didn't know what travel ball was, and then I took it, and ever since then it's been renamed, and more players have been brought into it, and it's just been a fun experience since Little League.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. That's so cool right there. Yeah, travel ball is a whole different experience than Little League, no question about it. And it sounds like you were very, very fortunate to find a really good organization, probably with some good coaches. Name may have changed, but probably the core pieces have stayed the same. And that's something that you'll remember for the rest of your life, man. That's pretty cool. So let me ask something.
Yeah.
So Anthony, what position do you play, or positions, and really what are your strengths? And then maybe something that you're trying to work on.
Yeah, so my primary position is right field. I can play left and center. I've always been, I'd say, an outfielder, but this year I've been dedicating my position to right field. And I'd say my speed, like my strength is like my speed in the outfield, because I can like track down balls pretty well, and I can get like line drives pretty well. I've been really trying to work on my throwing velocity, and trying to get my little more arm power there this year.
Okay, good stuff, man. Why don't you give us some measurables? Like, what's your height and weight?
I am 6 foot and 160.
Okay, fantastic. And you say you're trying to work a little bit on arm strength. So, what is it in particular, maybe that you're doing? Just working like long toss, jumping in the weight room, working bands. Like, what is it that you're doing?
So I work out every day at my house. I have a little at home gym, but like if I'm on the field, I hit some bands, and I work on long toss with my teammates. But I do some like arm exercises that I find online, try to get my arm a little more stronger and a little more better to get the ball a little farther.
Shoot, yeah, absolutely, man. And so you're working out just about every day?
Yeah, just about every day. I take at most like 1 or 2 rest days. If I need to like take more, and then I will. But yeah, I'm working out like every day.
That's smart. I got to tell you, man, that's smart. That's the name of the game, is to continue to get bigger, faster, stronger all the time. Hey, tonight, everybody that's joining, thank you so much for being here. We absolutely appreciate it. We do record this space, and one of the reasons we record it is so that we can retweet it out later. So if you did jump in late, don't worry about it. You'll be able to hear it in its entirety. Tonight, we're talking with 25 uncommitted Anthony Brzygalski, and he is just kind of getting kicked off. It's going to be a really fun night tonight. So let me ask you something, Anthony. You've been playing baseball a long time. What is it that you do to really stay motivated, just to keep improving yourself and keeping your skills getting better and better?
Well, I mean, like I said, I got into working out like a lot more like this past year coming up until now, and really finding the weight room like again, like it really like motivated me a lot more to keep improving myself and keep playing the game at such a since I'm playing at a higher level now, like just continuing to get better and better. My teammates and myself, like around me, like at games or not even games or practices, we always talk, and I like to have them motivate me on what they hear, what they see. If I know I made a mistake, I talk with them about it, or I just reflect on it myself to try to get better at it. And like if something didn't go my way, then I just try to motivate myself to do better and never have it happen again.
Hey, that's big time stuff right there. You need accountability. And I tell you, if you're playing at a high level and you're around guys and you're comfortable letting your weaknesses be known and having an opportunity to get better, that is the way to get better. I give you a lot of credit right there. Definitely need to have accountability. In the weight room, again, I love that reference to the weight room. It's all about jumping in there. And I tell you, as you continue to get stronger, it just naturally just gives you more confidence. And that's the kind of thing that really plays itself out into the field. So let me ask you, Anthony, and I have to believe there's probably been a lot of memorable moments and tons of achievements that you've had. But if you could really think of maybe in particular just one thing that kind of stood out on the field, what would it be? And what did you really learn from it?
Yeah, so I was doing like a lot of thinking with which one would be like one of my favorite and memorable moments, but my favorite one, I'd say, it was in the semifinals of a travel tournament last year, and I was playing the best baseball I think I ever have, and the bases were loaded, and it was the last inning, and I was playing right, and this is when basically I started to really love right field. There was a line drive hit to me, and I knew then and there if I were to like let that ball get past me, or if I were to drop it, then it would have all been on me. But I stayed calm, and I did what I've always done my entire life. I ran, dove for the ball, caught the ball, broke my glasses, got my chain all cut up, hat fell off, everything. There was like a lot of blood everywhere, but I did everything I could to get the ball, tracked it down, and help my team win the game and move to the finals.
Man, that's pretty cool right there. I know that had to give you just a huge boost of confidence as well.
Yeah, I mean, right after that, my teammates came running after me, picking me up, grabbing my stuff. It took them like I don't even know, like a few minutes to help me get my glasses and find all the pieces, but it gave me so much confidence going into the championship, and I was so excited.
Heck yeah, man, that's really cool. So let me ask you something. When you're saying you broke your glasses, were those sunglasses or were those corrective lenses like glasses?
They were my sunglasses.
Okay, I got you, man. That's pretty cool all the way around. I love that story. So tonight again, everybody
Thank
that's
you,
joining,
thank
thank you
you.
so much. Yeah, for sure. Everybody that's joining, thank you for being here. We absolutely appreciate it. I mentioned earlier that we record this space not only so that we can just retweet it out, but we also turn it into a podcast. And the podcast is Now D1 Speaks, and it's out there on just about every major platform that you can imagine. And I tell you what, it's really absolutely kind of taken off and been super successful. And one of the things that's so cool about it, our core audience, the people that are really dialing into this show on a weekly basis, are coaches. And I think the thing that really gives the coaches enjoyment in this show, it gives them an opportunity to hear prospects and hear about who they are off the field. They understand that they're going to go out and they're going to find guys that have ability, but they also want to know what kind of abilities do they have when they're not on the field. Who are they when they're in the classroom, outside the classroom? What kind of teammate are they? And I think this forum has really just kind of given them an opportunity to find out more about prospects and who they really are. So again, thank you very much for joining tonight. If you want to hear more about this show, please go out there and search it. Again, it's Now D1 Speaks. I would ask that you subscribe, and I would certainly appreciate like a 5-star rating as well. Tonight we're talking with 25 uncommitted Anthony Brzygalski, and he is out of Indiana. He's a right fielder. And, one thing that was kind of interesting as I was just kind of running through that rundown of the show made me absolutely think about, what it is that you're doing in the classroom as well. And the thing that's always amazing to me with baseball prospects is how much time they put into their craft. Practicing, training, weight room, games, traveling. It just is a huge effort. And then, oh, by the way, you're really a student and you're a full time student. You're going 6, 7, 8 hours a day, plus you have the homework. How do you really balance those two and keep such a great GPA? I think you said you had a 3.4 at the beginning. So, what are you doing to kind of balance those two?
So what I'm basically doing to balance those two, like you said, I'm a student first, so academics always comes first to me. I'm the type of guy who I don't like to worry about things when I know I have like baseball or something to do the day of, and if I have like a test or homework to do, I always push myself to get that done first and get as much done as possible to where I feel confident in that, and then I get to do my baseball or practice right after because I am a student athlete and I wouldn't want to risk my academics for anything.
Great answer. No question about it. I tell you, no matter how gifted you are as a baseball player, hey, man, one day you're not going to be able to play anymore. Academics will carry you for the rest of your life. And I love the time management piece. It's so important, especially when you have such a busy schedule like you do. Man, you got to take care of your business, even if you don't enjoy it, when you have time to take care of it. And if you plan it out, get it done, then you don't have that worry anymore. Excellent, man. I love that, Anthony. So let me ask you something else here. How about, the guys that you've been around and the coaches you've been around? Who has really been influential in your development as a player?
I could say so many. There's been so many great teammates I've had, so many great coaches I've had, but there have really been some guys and coaches who have really impacted my life. My teammates Ryan Buckingham and my other teammate, ex-teammate Luke Haffelt, they've been my best friends since like I've known them like forever, and they are probably the two best baseball players I've known, and they've taught me so much and so many tips and techniques to help me as a baseball player and as a person along the way. I've collected so much like info from them, and they've always believed in me no matter what, and they've always helped me like as much as they can. But for coaches, Luke's dad, he was my favorite coach, and I'll remember him forever. He was the coolest and calmest coach I think I've ever had as a player. He always believed me. He always me the best like tips, and he just gave off that vibe where I was never scared of failing, to where like he would tell me to do this and I was confident doing it, and he was just always the best coach, and I think he will always be the best coach in my eyes.
All right, man. Hey, that's pretty cool. A couple things really hopped out at me immediately. You mentioned Luke Haltfeld, but you also said ex teammate. So what's the story there?
Yeah, I say I don't mean ex teammate meaning like in a bad. He used to play for my travel team, but he went to another travel team.
Hey, that happens all the time. I understand that. That's kind of what I was getting at. I was wondering if maybe he was on your high school team and had already graduated. So I've got it. So he just changed travel teams. But his dad is a coach. Was his dad a former coach at Tri-Town?
Yes, he was a assistant coach and like basically like almost like the head coach with Tri-Town, but he was my little league coach my last 2 years, and then he was my travel coach for another 2 years.
Gotcha, man. Absolutely. Sounds like a fantastic guy and a great coach. And I love the piece that you said that he always gave you that sense of confidence that he wasn't worried about you failing. And if you did fail, whatever, it did not matter. That's not really what the objective was. It was much more about development and just kind of giving you that opportunity to continue to grow. I love that, man. It sounds like he is a really, really good coach, a good person. Absolutely. So let me ask you, when you're getting ready to play a game, what is it that you do? How do you get yourself mentally ready to go? Are there any routines, or do you have like a ritual that you like to go through, or just what is it that you do to really kind of flip that switch?
Well, I get there about like an hour and a half early to remain, myself. I stretch out so I can get loose enough to where I can feel confident in my game, and to where like I'm just like all stretched out and loose because I actually, what is it, a couple tournaments ago, I was I stretched out like, so I felt like I stretched out so good, and my mom told me like right before, she kept telling me to stretch, 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 and she never tells me. And I ended up actually either like pulling or tearing my hamstring, and it was probably the worst thing ever. So since then, I've been really stretching and staying myself and just like making sure like I am good enough to where I feel confident enough to play and practice my mechanics. But if I'm struggling in something and I know I'm struggling in like a certain thing, I take like a few more minutes out of my time to make sure like I go over that so I'm not like worrying about it or pushing it off to the side. Um, until my team warms up, basically. And the last thing I do is I usually pray before a game, and I do breathing exercises like on the bench, like a couple minutes before actual game time, and just to keep me in the mood and to keep myself cool, calm, and collected.
Shoot, yeah, man. I tell you what, that's a well spent hour, hour and a half getting yourself prepared and ready to roll. And it does take a lot. It's amazing what it is. I mean, it's not like, talking about Little League, it's not like you can just kind of fall out of the car and jump out on a field and start playing. I mean, the higher the level the baseball gets, the little bit more it takes to get yourself ready to go, you know? I think that's fantastic. Sounds like you got a great pregame routine that you're really comfortable with. Are you able to do this in your travel season as well as your high school season?
Yes, yes, I'm able to. I mostly do it with travel season because I haven't played high school ball, basically.
Hey, that's interesting. So you haven't played any high school ball, or it's just something that you've been much more focused on travel ball?
So I tried out for high school team freshman year, and I got cut, but that's okay. And then this year, I basically took like this time to just focus more on travel ball. But I am deciding if I want to keep trying it, like if I want to try out this year for high school ball.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, that's pretty interesting right there. Tons of kids, man. Tons of prospects have been cut early. There's no question about that. I like the year of development. Just kind of saying, hey, let me get bigger, faster, stronger, right? And then start seeing that payoff as well. That's pretty cool. All right. So, what are your goals then? It sounds like short term, maybe you're really kind of thinking about high school. Do I want to try out and be part of the team for my senior season? And then long term, what are the goals? Where do you kind of see yourself maybe over the next 2 to 5 years?
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, the short term, basically, take that time off and decide, do I want to play June? Like, do I want to try out for senior season? Long term, I mean, I want to go away. I want to play baseball in a college. Um, like I said, it doesn't matter like if it's a D1 school or if it's a junior college. Anything that'll just get me on a field and in a school that's good and right for me.
Okay, absolutely. Hey, again, everybody, thank you so much for being here. We absolutely appreciate the support, not only of the show, but the support for Anthony as well. If this is something that if you're listening and you're uncommitted, whether you're in high school or junior college, and you are just wanting to get your voice out there and get and be heard, please reach out to me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on X. I'm at now_D1. I'd love to be able to kind of figure out a schedule. I will tell you that our show is really booked through about mid-August, but we are looking to continue going on. So the last half of August and rolling into September, that is absolutely open. So I know that we could work something out. So Anthony, I tell you, it's kind of interesting too with some of the rule changes with the NCAA and the contact periods, specifically D1. Hey, August 1st is kind of a big deal. That's rolling, about to come up, and you're a 25 graduate. So talk to us just a little bit about where you are in the recruiting process. Have you been to any camps? Are you starting to reach out to some coaches, maybe sending emails? Are you just investigating coaches on or colleges online? Just kind of give us a sense of where you are.
Yeah, so obviously this is like the year that I've been taking like serious, especially with like colleges and recruiting and baseball, of course. I've been filling out questionnaires for college baseball like every day, every night for all types of colleges just to put myself out there. And I put my film on recruiting apps like Twitter, and I have some other apps where I just put some of my film up on there to get a best shot at getting noticed, like at all, if anything. I'm just looking for like a good like baseball program along with like a school that'll provide like the best academic experience and baseball experience for me as a student athlete, no matter what. I just want like like I said, basically it's just like what's best for me. I follow like a lot of college coaches on Twitter, and I DM them. I send them my film if I can, and I'm just basically putting as much on there as I can.
Absolutely. So let me ask you something. As far as academically, have you thought about what it is potentially that you would like to major in? And if you have, what is it?
I haven't put a lot of thought in what I would like to major in, but I do have some ideas. Like I would, honestly, I could do health and wellness has really been interesting to me for a little bit.
Okay. Hey, that's fantastic. And then as you're thinking about an environment with the school, where do you maybe see yourself fitting in? Do you think that you would probably prefer like a larger setting, like a state school, or maybe something smaller, private, or maybe even something out of state?
Yeah, so I mean, I could picture myself. I go to a school with I'm pretty sure it's like 3,000 or more. So I mean, I could like I can see myself in a private, or I can see myself in a larger like a state, or I can even see myself like I can basically see myself anywhere as long as it fits right with me. Then I can see myself there.
Hey man, that's fantastic. You give yourself tons of options, no question about it. I think you're doing the right thing, doing tons of research online, filling out those questionnaires, just kind of getting your name out there and putting yourself in a position when something does come along, you're going to be ready to move. And every environment's so different. I tell you what, you and your parents probably going to have an opportunity here over the next year and a half to go and visit a couple of schools, and find out a little bit more about what their academics are all about, what they offer, what they live in environments like, and then certainly what the baseball program's all about and what it has to offer as well. So it's really kind of a cool time right now. And honestly, I love that you're just wide open. I think that's a great aspect. If you get too focused on a particular program or a particular major or just a particular division, you can really kind of just limit what opportunities are out there for you. So, hey, man, I think that's a great approach. Hey, let me ask you something here, and we'll kind of wrap it up here with this. As you look back, we brought up Little League maybe just a couple of times, but if you kind of look back at kids that have an opportunity to play, maybe somebody who's pretty good at baseball and they'd really like to be successful for as long as they could, what kind of advice would you give just that younger player moving forward?
So my best advice to like a younger player like moving forward, and if I see like they have like they do have potential and I could really help them out, I'd basically tell them it's just like to be themselves and play the sport that they love playing. Keep a great attitude and play the game like there's a million eyes on you, because you really never know who is watching. Even if like there is a million eyes, that one out of a million could be your future. Keep the mentality that you will, and just do it and have fun no matter what happens, win or lose.
Man, that's really great advice. I love that with the million eyes on you because you never know. I tell you what, a lot of times it's really what you're doing when you think nobody's watching is what really kind of shows. And that has a lot to do with what you were talking about earlier with your pregame routine and some of the things that you do, to kind of get your mind right. You take time off to just do a little bit of praying. You do some breathing exercises. That's big time stuff right there. That's the kind of things that, would another thing that you mentioned was your time management, with the academic piece. That's just not easy to do, man. It's a lot more fun not to worry about school and instead, hey, let me go to the gym, right? Let me do a little bit of workout because I can really see the results in that. Let me go to the batting cage and hit because I can feel the results there. That stuff's a lot more fun, but it's not easy. And sometimes when nobody's looking, man, and you're still able to do what you're supposed to do, that goes a long, long way. I love that. Always do things like a million eyes are on you. That's pretty cool, man. That's really, really good advice. Hey, Anthony, I got to tell you, man, I really enjoyed getting to know you tonight. I hope this has been a good experience for you as well.
I had a really great time, and I really would recommend this to a lot of people. This was a lot of fun.
Hey, thank you so much for those kind words. And talking about a lot of fun, I hope everybody will tune in tomorrow night as well. We've really kind of got a special treat tomorrow. It's the first show that we're going to do where we have two prospects on at the same time. We're going to have Kobe White and Noah Williamson. They're both going to be joining at the exact same time. They're both college baseball players. They both completed 2 years at Allegheny College of Maryland. So, and both have just committed to go D1. And I tell you what, I think it's just going to be really, really cool to kind of go through their experience where they had the opportunity at a high school to choose a junior college. And now after going the junior college route, they had an opportunity to choose another school. And I think that's just going to be fantastic insight. There's going to be a ton of information that they're going to be able to tell guys that are in high school kind of what college life is like, what the programs are like, what they had to do to be seen, twice in their career and get recruited twice, and what their expectations are going forward. And another cool thing about the two of them, they're co-captains of their team from last year as well. So they took on some added responsibility. I'm really interested to find out from them, what does that mean when you're really the captain of a team? What are those responsibilities? So again, that's going to be Kobe White and Noah Williamson. Absolutely, man. Jump on tomorrow night at 9:00. Hey, Anthony, again, man, thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate it. And everybody that joined, thank you very much. I think we're going to end it here for tonight. So good night. Hey, let me ask you something. Are you ready to dominate at the plate this season? Blast Baseball is the #1 hitting improvement solution, trusted by more major league, college, and travel ball teams than any other. The Blast sensor attaches to the knob of any bat, providing real-time feedback with every swing. Metrics are automatically sent to a smartphone app, generating insights that allow you to analyze and improve your hitting like never before. Go to blastmotion.com and enter code NowD1 and you will save $25 at checkout. Unlock your potential with Blast.